Hey, what's up, fellas? How you doing, man? Antonelli here.
Okay, so let's review what we've done so far real quick. We've gone from before the game starts, watching the bullpen, to pitcher coming on the field, warming up, to what we're doing during the game, watching our own hitters hit at the plate, right? We get 36 at bats we talked about, correct? We talked about what to do in the hole, visualizing. We talked how to get in sync with the pitcher on the on-deck circle. We went into the batter's box, talked about having a routine. We talked about breathing, playing one pitch at a time and being in the present. We talked about how to do that on the mound. We talked about how to do it in the field. Okay? So now, let's talk about when we get in the box, what are we thinking as far as approach at the plate? Okay? Every time you go to the plate, you should have an approach. You should never just walk to the plate and have no idea what you think the pitcher's going to do and what you're going to do. Okay? So, some of that approach again begins in here. But let's talk about some other things that you got to think about. When I leave the on-deck circle and I start walking up to hit, the first thing I want to think about is what is the situation right now in the game? What's the score? Right? Are we winning or losing? Where are my guys on base? And could there be a potential play put on by the coach? Okay? So what are some things? If I'm walking up, right? Let's say there's a man on second base late in the game. Man on second base, pretty close score. Nobody out, and I'm walking. And I don't get the bunt. But there's a man on second with nobody out. What am I thinking offensively? It's depending a little bit on the type of hitter you are, but what could I be thinking about? Yeah?
Hit to like the right side.
Exactly. Moving the runner over to third. So how do I move a runner over to third without bunting? Yep. Yeah, right side. You gotta hit it behind him. So if I'm in that situation where man on second and I get up there, I'm looking for something a little bit away so I can drive it to right side. If I end up hitting a ground ball to second base, guess what happens? Runner goes to third base. Exactly. And if I hit a single, then the runner might score. Okay? So I can look for something a little bit away. I can even get off the plate a little bit more so that now I have more area to work with to hit the ball that way. All right? What do you think as a pitcher? Because we have a lot of pitching guys here. If there's a man on second, nobody out, and you know that that runner's going to try to move the ball the other way, a lot of times when they walk to the plate, you'll hear the third base coach say, right? Say, Jake's walking to the plate. Here you go, Jake, let's go. Do your job right now. Let's go. And he's not bunting. You know, some coaches would even say, hey, hit something hard to the right side here. Let's get him over. If you're a pitcher, what do you think's a good way to combat if it's a right-handed hitter up and he's trying to hit the ball that way, right? What's the way to combat that? What do you got? Yeah. You could throw him inside fastballs, right? He's trying to get in here and you beat him in. Don't let him. What's another way that you can combat it? Yep. Off speed stuff, right? Off speed, get him out front, let him roll over to the shortstop or the third baseman, and he doesn't get his job done. So that's the thinking game that goes on. Now maybe when you're really young, maybe pitchers aren't thinking that, maybe hitters aren't thinking that, you should be, but when you get older, pitchers and hitters are thinking that. And so the hitter's thinking one thing, the pitcher's going to combat it. Okay? Make sense? All right. Lefty's up. Let's say he's a lefty. Here we go. What do I try to do now? It's a little easier for me. All I got to do is pull the ball to the right side, right? So if you're a pitcher, what would you want to throw to the guy if he's trying to get his bat head out here and pull a ball? Maybe fastballs away, yeah. Maybe make him try to hit the ball that way, throw it away from him, okay? What would you probably not want to throw him as much? In or maybe slow stuff, because if you throw him something slow, he can just get out front and just pull a nice little ground ball to the first baseman and get his job done. Okay? So again, I talked about a righty getting off the plate. If you're a lefty and you got to pull the ball, what adjustment might you make in the box? If I want to pull the ball,
One more in.
yeah, I might want to get on the plate a little bit, make him come to me. Make him bring it inside a little bit. Now I can pull it easier. All right? So those are all the little thinking things, the small things that you can do. Okay? Man's on third base. All right? You got a man on third. You got one out late in the game. Okay? Tie score. Let's go tie score late in the game. Man on third, one out. What do you think what's the other team going to do? What's the infield going to do?
Going to play in.
Going to play in. Right? Because they're trying to get the out of third. What do I got to do as a hitter? Yeah. Yeah, I got to get the ball into the outfield, right? Now, what am I looking for? What kind of pitch do I want to hit a ball in the outfield? Up, yeah. Is that what you're going to say?
Yeah, the same one.
Yeah. I want to get something that I can drive right here. The last thing I want to do when I'm trying to drive the ball to the outfield is hit a ball down here, and I definitely don't want to be chasing anything slow down there. I'm going to roll over right to the infielders. Same thing, you've got to think now. The pitcher probably knows that. So you've got to be disciplined enough to know what you want, and when he tries to throw you first pitch curveball to get you out front and roll over, that you're not swinging at that ball. You're taking it and you're waiting for your good pitch. Okay? Last situation. Infield's back. Early in the game, man on third, nobody out, they're playing back. What's going to work for me there to score a run? Anything to the middle of the field will usually work. The only things that don't work sometimes in that situation is a ground ball right to third base, because he might be playing kind of in, and you're probably going to hold there. Now I know you can't hit one back to the pitcher, but if I'm trying to drive something hard in the middle of the field, I've got a ton of real estate to work with. I can hit it to short, I can hit it to second, I can hit a single, I can hit a fly ball, I can do all kinds of stuff. Okay? So I'm trying to get something where I can drive it to the middle of the field. The number one thing that I think when you're walking the plate is get a pitch to hit. Get your pitch to hit. What does that mean, get your pitch to hit? What are you looking for? Pitch you like. What do you like? What do most guys like? Yeah?
Like middle in.
Okay, so you might like it middle in. Some guys might like it middle away. Maybe some guys like it a little more up. Some guys like it a little more down. You need to know what pitch you like. What type of pitch, though? Not just location, but what actual pitch?
Fastball.
Yeah, usually a fastball, right? I'd say most guys, 99.9% of hitters usually have fastballs best. That's what we practice all the time. So I need to know when I'm going to plate. I'm looking for my pitch. For me, fastball, down the middle chunk of the plate. I'm not talking about the most perfect pitch in the world. Middle chunk of the plate, about yay high right there. That's what I'm looking for. Okay? Everyone might be slightly different, but you should know what you're looking for. Okay? And it should be usually middle chunk of the plate. I like to look about 3 balls right here. So I'm looking middle chunk of the plate. Okay? Some guys might look a little bit more in or a little bit more away. What I caution guys is to look to say, oh, I like the ball in. I love the ball in. And then they look right here. Right? So if I look right here and the ball is thrown right here, do you think I'd probably swing at that?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. I don't know if anyone's good enough to swing at this, but take this. Unless you're Ted Williams or Tony Gwynn, maybe. Right? You're probably going to swing at it. So if you're looking here and you're going to try to hit this, is this a good pitch to hit? No. I don't think anyone's good enough to hit this pitch consistently well. Right? So that's why I usually say middle chunk of the plate, maybe slightly in, but you can't start looking way in here because then you're going to swing at this. Just like if you're looking way out here, you're going to swing at this. Okay? Does that make sense for everyone? Everyone know who Ted Williams is?
Yeah.
He wrote a book. It's called The Science of Hitting, I think. One of the most popular books, hitting books, right? He tracked every pitch that he hit over his career. And if you look at the chart, Ted Williams, maybe the greatest hitter to ever live, when you look at pitches down here and way out here and then over here and up here, guess what he hit on those around? Usually around like 200, right? Not very good. The greatest hitter maybe ever. So if Ted Williams has a hard time hitting these balls, what do you think most average human beings are going to do on those balls? Hit 100, hit 050, right. You look at Ted Williams' chart, this chunk of the plate in the middle of the plate, those were all like his 400s. You should have an idea what pitches you drive best. How do you find that out? How do you find out what pitches you hit best? Game situations, yeah. What else? You could use a tee. What else? Cage, yeah, batting practice. You should be gathering info and all that. You can ask a coach. I've had a lot of players, I'm sure Juan has, I'm sure Johnny has, that you ask them what their best pitch is to hit, and either one, they don't know, or two, they tell you something, and you're like, I've watched you play now for a long time. You don't hit that ball well. Some players don't have any idea, so ask a coach. Once I know what pitch I hit well, then I am anticipating that pitch early in the count or when I'm ahead in the count. Okay, so when I'm in a positive count, what's a positive count? Yeah, when there's more balls than strikes. And I'll consider 0-0 ahead in the count too, positive count. Because I'm looking for my pitch to drive. If I'm looking middle chunk of the plate and they throw the ball right here for a strike, 0-0, what do I do?
Take it.
Let it go. Yeah. I'm not going to swing at this just because it's a strike. I'm not looking for that pitch. How wide's the plate? Anyone know?
73.
17 inches. Okay? So you got a 17-inch plate, but then you're also going to get pitches that are called strikes that are the ball's barely touching the plate. So you're going to end up working with like 20 inches of plate. That's a lot of plate. You can't cover all 20 inches. Most people can't. So if I'm looking here and I'm ahead in the count and they throw it here, I don't have to swing. If they throw it here, I don't have to swing. I don't want to get myself out. Okay? You tip your hat to him and you say, very nice pitch, and then you get back in and see if he can do it again. So I would say at a young level, that's probably a pretty good approach. And I need to anticipate that. I call it yes, yes, no, but it's basically I'm anticipating getting the pitch I want. I'm not sitting there and going, all right, let's see here what this looks like, and here comes the ball, and all right, I think it looks okay. Go swing, it looks pretty good. At that point, you're out, right? It's very hard to make two decisions at the plate. If you're in neutral or you're in maybe, then what do you have to decide? If you have two decisions, you got to say yes or no, right? That's two things you got to think about. Instead, what if I just say I'm swinging and I put in my mind that I'm hitting this next pitch, right? Ball's going to be right here. I'm anticipating my pitch and I'm going to crush this thing. And here we go. I'm hitting yes, 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 and the ball is right there. What do I do? I just keep saying yes, 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 yes. Boom! I was already saying yes. I just continue to say yes. And I hit a line drive double. Now I'm thinking the same thing. I'm anticipating my pitch, right? It's 2-0, and I'm thinking yes, 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 and it's not there. What do I do?
Take it.
I just say no. I go, no, I'm not hitting that. I was already saying yes, so all I had to do is say one thing. I make one decision. What's the decision? No. I'm not in the middle and having to think, maybe, 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 yes, no. I got too many decisions to make. It's really hard. Now, if you're playing at 9U baseball and if the pitcher's doing this to you, well, then you can sit there and go, yeah, well, I think. But once you get a little bit older, you can't do that anymore, right? When you get to like high school and even before high school, with all these guys that are high school hitters, like Jack and Will and John and Nick's in college, we just went down to Georgia last weekend, or 2 weekends ago about. We played in Georgia, and the first pitcher was 6'10", committed to the University of Virginia, and he had been about 90 miles an hour, okay? So do you think you can go up against that guy when you get to high school and say, well, let's just see what this ball looks like coming in?